Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Crypto Entrepreneurs Podcast with your host, Charles. Enjoy. Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of the Crypto Entrepreneurs Podcast. I'm your host, the Crypto Guy, and today we're sitting down with the creator of FomoHunt, Digital Lawrence. All right, right on, Lawrence. So how you doing today, man?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So before we jump into, what FomoHunt is and how people can use it and what it'll be used for, can you just give us a little bit of background on yourself and what you were doing before crypto?
Yeah, I was born on a hot summer day. I don't know. I guess, I worked in film and television for a while. Off and on for quite a few years. I've had some forays into real estate, and always been around like the tech scene, I guess. Like I used to live in my first big intro into like Bitcoin and tech was when I was living in Denver in like 2011 or 12, and I was up there for like 6-7 months, and that's when I really started getting like into the tech scene. Like I've always like been an entrepreneur. Like I always had like little random websites selling weird things. Even like in like 6th grade, like I had like a Yahoo store, which was like old school. But yeah, that's just it. Like I just like good design and media and like tech. And so kind of ended up finding myself into crypto, which I feel like is kind of becoming a merger of like all those fields.
Yeah, I was going to say this kind of like wraps everything that you've been working on into one certain thing, with your entrepreneurial side and then your tech, film, media side, a little bit of real estate. I don't know how that's thrown in technically, but, it's kind of all of those wrapped up into one. So it sounds like you've kind of found the perfect, place for yourself in the business world. So you've got this new website application kind of thing, FomoHunt. Can you give us just a little bit of high level overview of what FomoHunt is?
Yeah, man. I started off just as like I just wanted to make crypto better, and like change how it operated like overall, which I felt like is the goal is to get millions and millions of new people into the space. And I feel like the best way to do that is through face-to-face interactions. I was lucky to go to like, 20, 30, 40 events last year all over the world, like crypto ones. And it was just not easy to connect with people. You have to like be in weird Telegram groups or WeChat channels or like get weird emails. And so I just wanted to put a platform where anybody in the world can just go to an event that they have interest in, and then also like help bring the next couple million people into the space through like this one platform.
You talk about, you got to join all these different Telegram groups and whatnot and connect through email and this and that. And it's funny because to get you on the show and to get us talking, it was, DM on Twitter, invite to Discord, voice channel in Discord. So I totally feel you with this whole, you gotta go through 6 different levels of, social media to finally talk with someone. So it sounds like FomoHunt's really just bringing everyone together. Everyone that's going to these networking events, bring them together in one place, kind of just make it easier and to push adoption. And you mentioned that you had gone to 30 or 40 different, networking and social events, and these conferences and stuff. So you know firsthand that networking is probably one of the most important things in this space. It's who you know, not what you know, in my opinion. So this kind of seems like a perfect way to get a lot more people introduced on a face-to-face level. So I really like where you're going with it, and I really like the direction it's headed. Can you give our listeners just a little bit more info on the details of, getting it set up, getting it running? Talk about what went into creating FomoHunt.
Yeah, man. Well, from a user point of view, I just, it's just gonna be super easy breezy. Like, you can go to the homepage, sign up. You can sign up with like, your Google account, your Twitter account, or just sign up with the regular email. And then, just like teleported to like the events page, and it just shows like every event in the world, and then you can filter through it like super easy. Like, I only want to see hackathons in China, or I only want to go to conferences in Bali, or like I only want to go to meetups in New York. Like, you can just filter through it and it shows it, and then you can just, click favorite, add it to your wish list. It builds out on your like, personal profile calendar, and it can show like the upcoming events that you plan on attending. You can purchase tickets directly with crypto or with credit cards, traditional fiat. And, we have some like social elements where, you'll have a public profile. So say, I don't know, you're Satoshi, and you have your profile, which just have your photo, your bio, all the links to all your social, all the links to your website. Kind of like, we're going to kind of gamify, make it fun, make it so people interact with each other more. Like, probably do like little badges that show like top 500 most visited profiles this month, similar to IMDb. But the goal is just like to aggregate everybody's information onto one thing. So for example, like I went to your profile, I would see the link to your podcast. I would have the automatic feed to all your YouTube videos there, the Twitter feeds there. Email address is optional. A lot of people don't want to have that out there, understandably. So we'll probably add messaging, where you can just message people directly on the site. Although we don't want to make it spammy. We don't want like random ICOs blowing up influencers. So, we'll make it kind of like LinkedIn, but maybe not for a while. The whole, if I'm the art or I have a new company, it's like, yeah, go to FomoHunt.com/Lawrence. It literally has like a whole thing there, and it's just like QR code. You can scan it. I could add you as a contact, and it could show like your portfolio, just to kind of showcase what you're working on and find events. And there's going to be some later rollouts, some professional job, I guess you could say. Like, might have a little platform to hire people on there in the future, but I won't get into that too much. The first thing is just like get all the events, get all the event organizers, and get everybody's profile set up. So we're probably like tomorrow, the next day, we're going to start going through our backlog and helping people set up their profiles and stuff.
You talked about, how you've kind of talked about what the progression of it's going to be like. At first, it's just these social events, these networks, these conferences. You can go to FomoHunt, see what's going on where. And then you talked about just making the UI super, user friendly. I can hop on, I can specify which crypto events I want to go to in which countries, who's speaking, et cetera, and really just tailor these to what I want specifically. And then obviously it's not like you roll everything out at once, but as time progresses, as the user base builds, then you want to start rolling out some more things, giving it more of like a social element where you can possibly reach out to other people in the community. You can see what they're up to, see what portfolios they have, kind of what's in their pipeline. So I really like that progression. But for our users who are also trying to create, some sort of website or application, maybe not specifically with regards to, finding these networking events and social events, but for anyone who's trying to build any sort of application, can you maybe get into the details of, actually what went into creating the site, actually building the site, doing advertising for it, connecting with people? Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Oh, like the actual, like, building the site itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You don't have to go into everything, just a couple, high-level tips on what went into it so that our audience knows, kind of what you've gone through to build this up.
Right. Well, okay. I'll try to, what little I know. First thing is got to have the idea, right? Crucial. Second thing is, in my opinion, this is how my brain works. Other people could do it differently. UI frame the application or the website. You draw it up. There's computer mock-up tools that help you. You can hand sketch it. Figure out how you want the site to be laid out, right? You just want to, okay, if I'm going to make a site for, crypto dog walkers, like, okay, when you hit the home page, I want the icon here. I want this here. Like a lot of, I guess, I don't know, maybe not everybody has that vision, but that's how my brain works.
No,
I just, when I have
I think that's a
yeah.
great place to start. Do you have any of those, sites that you use to mock up, do like a mock site just so that,
Mhm.
anyone who's not familiar with it can maybe go check out one of those sites?
Yeah, off the top of my head, there's Proteo, which is pretty cool. It's like PROTO.io. One of the old school ones, like Balsamic. Um, there's quite a few now. The new one that I've just been using, I'm blanking on the name, but it's super clean, super easy, drag and drop. You can make an app look real in like 10 minutes. You can drop the standard Apple icons and navigation on it, or they have the web version where you can develop the desktop site. I forget what it's called, but if you literally just Google like website mockup tool or app mockup tool, there's like hundreds, and it just depends on your style. Some are free, some are freemium. So that's like the first place I would start, is just like, okay, like if you have an app idea or website, like conceptualize it first. Like, just like building a house, like you can't just like start laying bricks. And if someone asks like, what are you building? You're like, oh, I'm not sure. They'll like take you away like to a crazy place. Like you got to at least like sketch out what you're building first. So that's my suggestion, is at least mock it up first.
Definitely get the blueprints of the site kind of going before you jump into the actually building it.
Definitely.
There we go.
Definitely. And then from there, man, find a great designer and find a great developer, and just, have the vision and stay firm with it. Because, a lot of people have their ideas, but in my opinion, like, it's your vision. You really just need to like not be swayed by other people's input, at least until it's finished. When it's finished, then, have input. I feel like a lot of people, they'll like if they're writing a movie or writing a book or like starting anything, they start trying to get everybody's feedback on day one, and like takes them from their own vision. But like you see it in your head, like you just gotta like do it and stay like firm on it, in my opinion. Like, like my designer and developer is like the best. Like I think they're like two of the best in the world. But like early on, they were just like, no, I don't like this. No, I don't like this. I'm like, well, too bad. This is what we're doing for now. And then later they would go, okay, I see it, it's sick. Or later they'd be like, it's still shit. And I would agree with them. But for the most part, people try to change your scope of what your vision is, and you never can finish because everybody keeps changing it.
I mean, so like with mine, I love getting input from people who listen to the podcast, but again, it's my podcast and I know where I want to take this podcast. So for anyone listening, do not be swayed. You're going to have all these people giving their input. Stay true to your vision. And at least for the beginning part of your journey, stick to your guns. That can't be stressed enough.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because otherwise, yeah, you have to. You just gotta stick to your vision. You saw it; it was in your mind. You manifested that idea wherever it came from. So just like put it out there.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah, those are some great tips on how to, kind of just get the ball rolling at least, and from there you kind of got to build it and continue on with the process. But those are at least two great tips that I really liked for, getting the ball rolling, getting started. So kind of moving on from that, the project is now in motion. You've got everything kind of up and running. Your vision is starting to unfold. Can you speak about what you're most excited for in 2019 with regards to FomoHunt? I know you said you've kind of got this vision and you gave it to us and laid out, what you want FomoHunt to be down the line. But for 2019 specifically, what do you have your eyes on?
Man, what would be really cool is just like one day in the future, it's just doing its own thing. Like people are just adding events, like it's like growing, it becomes like self-actualized. Like right now, I'm just reaching out to friends and I see people doing stuff in the space and people that are, building their own brand or building their own communities. And I'm just like, look, like let me try to help you like grow by like giving you like a platform that, I mean, you already have a ton of platforms, but one that aggregates it. And so right now, I'm reaching out to people to try to get that together. But what would be really cool is like it just gets to the point where people see some value in it and they just do it on their own. They're just like, yeah, like I went to this website this morning to find this event because I was in Thailand. like, and it worked. And it's like, okay, cool. Like that's like the big goal, because like if it becomes like self-realized and like grows its own thing, then think how big the space would be. Like, if people are just adding their own services on there and their own meetups, and that continues to grow, like the space just gets bigger and bigger. And that's like, I guess, why everybody's in crypto, right? To kind of make the get more people into it eventually. So that's the goal. That's what I'm excited about. Just gonna keep plugging away at it, and it's fun. It hasn't been like a crazy journey. It's come together actually pretty nicely. So I'm just want to just keep pushing it and keep pushing like that community global, because there's such a global community. Like I'll see people in Bali, and I'll see them again in Singapore, and then I'll see them again in Las Vegas, and it's like, whoa, that's crazy. Like I've seen you like all over the world, and like you're still in it, I'm still in it. Let's keep going.
It sounds like I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs who are, in this bear market right now, have said that interest is somewhat low. But I really like what you're saying about, you're looking forward to that continued push for adoption, and then also this organic growth. You talked about people just adding networking events and meetups and, conferences to the site. And I think that organic growth is really going to come with this turnaround in the crypto market with regards to price and interest. So you're doing it right. You've got your head down. You're just continuing to plug along, like you've said. You're rolling stuff out left and right, and I think that will continue as we continue forward. You will organically grow. So love the fact that you're working really hard right now, so that in the future you will be able to grow this thing much more organically.
Yeah, that's the goal. I like connecting with people, and I like the space, and there's a lot of cool fucking people in the space, like a lot. Like, I don't even know, like, there's no other industry in the world right now where you can like go to Shanghai and meet like-minded people. Like what? Like what else is there right now? Like a paintball convention? Like there's literally, like there's nothing else out there that I can't think of any other industry that's global. I mean, this is kind of like the millennial Gen Z, like, like the merger of finance and pop culture and all that stuff. Like this is, everybody's paying attention. Not everybody is emotionally invested, but everybody in our age range has heard about it, and they're kind of curious, and they're getting woke to the fact, like the student loan disaster, the stock disasters, like they're looking at different things. So I feel like this is kind of like a leading beacon for like the generation, even though like most people don't feel that way. I feel like it'll catch back up and people will get woke on it again, maybe in a year or two, or maybe even a couple more years, but they'll realize like we're a digital economy now, and like this is kind of like the leading tech that's going to power that. So it's just a cool woke community, in my opinion. Very like-minded. Most people, there's a lot of wackos in the group too, but most people are like doing something cool or trying to do something cool, and they just want to learn and connect with like-minded people. So I think it's a good group, and I'm continue to just kind of be involved in it and try to help grow it. And I think it's going to be like the peak of technology in a decade. Like this is going to be it.
Yeah, this truly is the next big thing. And you're out here. You're traveling the globe, and you're out here trying to connect other people who are traveling the globe, because like you said, we all have these very similar interests, and we're all very like-minded. And I love the fact that you're bringing together this group of people on one platform, so that we can all kind of experience this revolution in a sense together. So
100%.
Thank you so much for coming on. I have one last question for you that I like to ask. That I like to ask everyone who comes on, and that's, if you had to start over, if FomoHunt wasn't a thing right now, you didn't have this kind of influence that you have on social media, what is the first thing that you would do to get back to where you're at right now?
Man, I guess just do it all over again.
So what's step one there? How do you get back to where you are now?
Just make a profile, come up with a name, get a picture, start hitting up people. Gary Vee says the secret to social media is to be social. Boom. That's That's what I would do. That's,
I love
I
it.
guess.
It's so simple, but it's so true and so spot on. You know, you're not going to get anywhere if you're not getting out there and being social. So you've kind of been able to build this site, and you've been able to meet all these people through social media and through these networking events. So to anyone who's looking to get started and who wants to build a business, I think the first part of it is to really get ingrained in the community and get on these social media sites, figure out the name, and get that out there.
100%. Yeah, and it's not even so much like, I don't know, like there is cool stuff. I mean, when you have more followers, I guess it's cooler in a way because like more people like see your stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, like how many people can you really interact with at once? So I'm, I like it. Like I'd like to continue to grow. But at the same time, like you still see like, I don't know, you just see the same. You still talking to like the same people you did like a year ago. Like it's like same people, like still chatting with the same folks, like. And it does get kind of overwhelming at times when you try to like hit everybody back. But yeah, it's just fun. It's like a cool community. Like, well, I don't know what else I would be doing right now. Like, get back into real estate where like it's a bunch of boomers like sitting in an office talking about politics. I mean, I love everybody, but like that sounds boring as fuck.
Yeah, no, man, I totally understand. I have my day job still, and it's night and day, honestly, with the crypto community and what I do at work. So yeah, back to the main point. It wasn't about, the number of followers. I think it's just getting out into the community and finding those solid couple relationships that can help you grow, and network and meet new and other people. It really doesn't have anything to do with the number of people that follow you. That is pretty unimportant, to be honest with you. But all right, man, I really appreciate you sitting down. I thank you so much. You dropped a lot of great knowledge. Those couple little gems on how to kind of create a project and how to turn your vision into an actual business was mind blowing. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be checking out, a couple sites, trying to figure out how to put together a website themselves. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Good chatting with you.
Yeah, man, honestly. And then for anyone who's listening who wants to check out the site, go check out FomoHunt.com. You can follow FomoHunt on Twitter at FomoHunt. And then Lawrence is Digital Lawrence. We'll have links to all of it in the description. All right, guys, that wraps up another episode. And I just want to take a quick second to ask you a huge favor. If you found anything in the episode helpful or it's been inspiring to you in any way, I just ask that you share it with your friends, family, anyone you know on social media, and hopefully we can help them out as well. Have a good one.